Welcome back. Thank you for staying with CNN News 18. Now, threat of climate change has increased for India. India recorded its hottest year in 2024 since 1901. Now, CNN News 18 spoke to IMD Chief Dr. Mrityunjay Mohapatra about it and take a look at what he really had to say about the situation.
Could you tell us how is weather forecasting becoming challenging for a country like India now?
As you told, in the recent years, you can find more frequent extreme weather events, more intense extreme weather events, and also there is a changing pattern in the occurrence of the extreme weather events. Taking some examples, the frequency of heavy rainfall events has increased, and frequency of light rain or moderate rain has decreased. The total amount of rainfall during monsoon season, if you just look at spatial pattern, rainfall has increased in the eastern part of the country, it has decreased, and in the western part, the rainfall has increased. Though the total amount of rainfall remains same for the country as a whole. Similarly, if you look at the heat wave, the frequency, duration, intensity of heat wave in the heat core zone, especially North India and Central India, has increased over the years. At the same time, the area of heat wave also has extended towards the South India. Northern parts of Southern Peninsula are also experiencing heat wave conditions. The thunderstorms and lightning are also increasing in frequency and intensity over different parts of the country. So this changing pattern can be largely attributed to the ongoing climate change. The climate change not only influences the extreme weather events characteristics in terms of frequency, duration, intensity and distribution, but also it poses a threat to the predictability. If someone is able to predict, for example, heavy rainfall 3 days in advance, in the presence of climate change, it will be possible to predict only 1.5 days in advance. It is mainly because due to the climate change, as the temperature is rising, as you correctly told that we are experiencing warmest years in recent time, and 2024 was the warmest globally and also in India. So because of that, very small scale localized extreme events develop, especially in the tropical country like India. So there is in one hand rise in temperature, in the other hand there is rise in humidity in the atmosphere. That leads to this type of development of mesoscale weather events like the thunderstorms and heat waves. So to detect those localized small scale extreme weather events, you should have a very dense network. Unless you increase your dense observational network, then it will be very difficult to detect and also it will be difficult to predict. But I am happy to inform you that in recent 10 years, if you just look at, even though the threat has increased, posing a challenge to the meteorologists to predict the extreme weather events, but still India has been able to fight with that challenge and bring out the successful forecast. And we have been able to improve our weather forecast accuracy, especially extreme weather events, by about 40 to 50%, be it cyclones or be it heavy rainfall, thunderstorms, heat waves, cold waves, etc., in the recent decade compared to previous decade. It is also manifested in terms of minimizing the loss of lives. At the same time, there is property loss. So therefore, IMD has introduced the impact-based forecast at district level. Now we say what the weather will do tomorrow instead of telling simply what the weather will be tomorrow. That will enable the common man and the disaster managers to take early actions following the early warning, not only to minimize loss of lives and loss of property. But this climate change threat will continue. So therefore, the enhancement of the observational network should be an ongoing process continuously.
Right.
So therefore, time to time, as in the past 10 years, we have increased the number of radars. From 15 in 2013, we have reached 39 by 2024, more than double in number. By that way, we have been able to cover the entire country by about 85% area. Still, there are challenges. The areas in the hilly regions, the coastal areas, and also desert areas, where we have to improve further the installation of radar. At the same time, the urban population is increasing, therefore urban weather is becoming more severe. So because of the land surface process, etc. So we are targeting to put more radar in the urban areas. So this radar network at present, whatever we have got around 39 by end of 2024, is expected to go up to 126. So basically we have already issued the supply order for around 34 radars, which will come up by end of 2025 or beginning of 2026. At the same time, there is a very ambitious mission, that is Mission Mausam, through which 53 radars additionally will also be procured.